Hi, my name is Lexis Luters, and I have really enjoyed this course. I feel like I've learned so much about giving assessments, not just to my students, but more specific, my ELL students. The first assessment I want to talk about is the QPS. I give this every month, and it really gives me a chance to see the growth that they're making in terms of those letter-sound relationships, which will carry over essentially to reading and speaking. The next one that kind of goes hand in hand with that is the nonsense word auditory discrimination task. I learned about it in this course, and in this assessment, the teacher provides the student with 2 words that sound similar, and they have to say whether that word is the same or whether it's different. And they're prompted with lots of different variations of that, which some are the same and some are different. I've been giving this once every month as well. The last one is the CBM. This is a fast bridge assessment that our district just adopted, and we've been using it to progress monitor. I give it every 2 weeks, and it's just a fluency and an accuracy 1-minute read. So it allows me to sit down with the student and see how far they've come in terms of recognizing those words and reading fluently. So that's been great. The last assessment is an oral presentation. I'll prompt partners with a question, and partner A will answer. Partner B will then respond by saying, "Why do you say that?" And partner A will say, "I say this because." And that's just one example of a sentence stem. We do a lot of "I can prove this because," or "How do you know this?" I found it in the text. A lot of sentence stems relating to that, but it gives the kids a chance to kind of, especially my ELLs, to feel confident sharing that out loud and to not feel uncomfortable because they are just sharing with a partner, not the whole class. So it gives them that really great practice. And I am the one that administered those assessments, and I do it during my MTSS groups. And those oral presentations are kind of just done throughout the year, and I'll take notes on certain kids at different times so I can see that growth. In terms of special ed versus language, I'm going to insert a chart up here. And I'm going to really focus on those first 3 and kind of share what I have found on that, because some of it is new to even me, but the first 3 I really recognize in my class. The first one adds or deletes words. If it's a language problem, they may not know the words yet. They also may not have really been able to take those in, so we just need a lot more practice with those, repetition, so they can get used to that. Whereas if it's a SPED problem, it may be like a processing difficulty, or it may even be like a memory thing. If they're easily distracted, if it's a language problem, they may not quite understand. They may be so overloaded with new information that it's just easier for them to just say, "I'm not going to listen," because it's just a lot. If they're not provided with those visuals and some of these strategies I'm going to talk about here in a second, it can make it really easy for them to stray off, kind of. Whereas if it's special ed, it may be ADHD. The last one I'm going to talk about is has trouble following directions. If they don't know the vocabulary, it's going to be almost impossible for them to follow those directions. So making sure we prompt them with the appropriate tools. And then also, if it's a special ed, they may have difficulty sequencing things in an order, or even having that memory thing to help them. Some of the research-based things that I have found is the first one is sentence stems, providing, and I'll put a picture up here of some examples that I have found on the website that I am using for this one. Sentence stems have been a lifesaver for me. A lot of my ELLs didn't feel confident sharing out, but if I prompt them with a sentence stem where they're able to refer to it and read to it while they're sharing out or with a partner, then it really gives them that confidence to just fill in the blank. They also speak in complete sentences, which is something we really work on in 2nd grade. Another one is visuals. Visuals are super important, especially in new vocabulary. When giving instructions, everything, they need visuals of what they're doing. So that's something that I've really been implementing in my class and seen some changes. The next one is gestures, pointing to things, using objects, showing actions to describe new vocabulary, to describe certain things you want them to do. The last one is taking time to plan with that language specialist. She's kind of been a super great resource for me. She's been able to give me some tools and some things that my ELLs really need to work on in the class, and I can kind of put that together in my lessons. The last part, talking about parents, parent involvement is a huge thing. I believe in communicating the good and the bad, and I really want them to be able to be a part of their child's education. I don't want them to ever feel like the language barrier has to be something where they stay away from it. We do things like bingo night, math day where they come in and play math games with their kids, Dr. Seuss day where they come in and do Dr. Seuss activities and listen to books. And then I also invite them to watch a number of things as well. So I really love involving them in just things where they get to be there, but they don't have to worry about being a part, or they don't have to worry about doing things that may be uncomfortable to them. They just get to be there and be present for their child. And so that's a big part of that for me. Overall, this course has really prepared me, and it's given me a lot of great tools to use in my classroom. And that is all for my presentation. Thank you.